In our world today, many of us have a hard time with trust. Now, perhaps it's a symptom of our increasingly isolated and polarized world, or perhaps it is because we have been hurt before and we want to shield ourselves from further damage. But sadly, this distrust also creeps into our relationship with the Almighty. Seeing the devastation of war, poverty, cancers, and disease, and the reality that bad things can sometimes happen to good people, many have lost their trust in God. And even those of us who come to the USCCB website for daily readings and watch these videos may find our own trust shaken when life confronts us with disappointment or despair. We might fill the gap of uncertainty ourselves, saying, "If I want the job done right, I'll just do it myself." We want to control the results. We want to control the narrative. We want to be in the driver's seat. Could the same be said of you? Now, to use another cliche, though, God's got the wheel. He's the driver and we're in his car. That means that we need to be challenged, and yes, I need to be challenged too, to renew that trust. In the gospel reading today, Jesus says, "The one from heaven is above all. He testifies to what he has seen and heard, but no one accepts his testimony." In other words, he's calling us out when we don't trust him or when we don't trust Christ who is present in one another. Jesus goes on to say, "Whoever does accept this testimony certifies that God is trustworthy, for the one whom God sent speaks the words of God." Yes, God is calling us out, and it couldn't have come at a better time. This past weekend was Divine Mercy Sunday, which brings to mind that classic image of Christ who appeared to the Polish mystic Saint Faustina Kowalska. Remember the words that accompany that image? "Jesus, I trust in you." That powerful declaration of trust in God's mercy has been a cornerstone of faith for so many. And perhaps we can learn this lesson once more. Perhaps we need to look at that image once again and humbly acknowledge our distrust in Jesus or in Christ present in one another's hearts. And today is also the feast of another Polish figure, Saint Stanislaus, the 11th century bishop of Krakow, who was murdered by the King of Poland while celebrating Mass. That king wanted to control the narrative, so he took matters into his own hands. He didn't trust God's plan. He wanted to control the narrative, but in the end, the people of Poland rose up against this murderer king and put their trust in God's providence, just as Saint Stanislaus did. And now their faith has lasted for over 1,000 years. And as a fifth-generation Polish American myself, I am incredibly grateful for that heritage of trust that now runs through my veins. Please pray that I live up to that legacy. So trust in Jesus, trust in one another, and trust in God's plans for all of us. And when we find ourselves trying to control the narrative or others, let's let go of the wheel and let God drive us safely home.